Alright, guys. Well, I decided I would go ahead and try a little different review this week. Go with a screen video review. I tried to make my ugly mug down here a little smaller, but it's all we get. I just thought that this would be a better way to do it, and we could have more interaction. Maybe have each of the members on somehow. I'll have to figure that out, maybe. I know Brooks is down for sure. I'm sure maybe a few of you guys wouldn't mind coming on and just chit chatting through this, and really, I think it'd bring us all a little closer, considering most of us don't really know each other, so we could get to know each other a little better. Really think that we could have someone come on and kind of tell us about themselves and how they feel about the league and what's going on in the league. So, but I'm just gonna kind of go with it here. Week 3, we saw a bunch of undefeated teams versus completely defeated teams go up against each other. Myself and Jacob, Mahomes and friends, stranger danger. Really, two blowouts there, and then we had the unfortunate loss there for Brooks with a close game, but just couldn't pull it out. Put up massive points, just couldn't get it together. Mike Evans, man, just completely went off. But we'll get to that later. Adam stays undefeated against James. Keeps changing those names. Can't keep up with what his name's going to be this week. Then we had a team that hadn't won yet just absolutely go off against Mac here with 198, almost 200 points. That's insane from a team that hadn't won a game yet, but it kind of shows what's going on with the league. There's a bunch of good teams. Close game down here. Cheesesteak, no onions. Christopher pulling it out with the closest. I think that's the closest game of the week. Yeah, definitely the closest game of the week besides Brooks up here taking the loss. But let's jump into one of these games here real quick. Slow internet. Sorry, guys. Trying to get that going. Sometimes it goes out on its own, so I might have just lost internet. There we go. We see Larry here, 81.8. That's never going to get you a dub. That's never going to pull out a victory for you. And then Anthony's team, just Mahomes, man. That's all I have to say. You got Mahomes. You're doing stuff this year, man. Mahomes just keeps on producing. Just completely destroys his projections. Those projections just are insane for him. Looking over here, Barkley going down really hurt the stranger danger. Larry just couldn't get it going with Barkley. Barkley going down for 4 to 8 weeks. It's not looking good for his team. Tyler Boyd just hasn't really gone off the way everyone thought he would with AJ Green being down. Jared Cook just not getting the ball. Really losing the quarterback there really hurt him. Drew Brees going down really hurts Jared Cook there. I mean, 1.7, that's just unacceptable. Titans defense going up against Jacksonville. Would have thought would have gotten something there. Pulled out a goose egg, big zero. That you're not going to win when you got people scoring zero, even if it is the defense. Kenny Galladay, that's really the surprise this week on his team though. Going projected 15.5, but really 3.7. Just that ain't good from Galladay. I was really high on Galladay. Tried to get him in a couple other leagues, but just no one wanted to trade him. And then he goes out and throws this goose egg. I'm sure everybody's trying to get rid of him now. Carson Wentz, 21.5 killed the projections, but that was kind of ballsy going without Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just hadn't got it going this year, so good bench there. Kenyon Drake, everybody was high on him, just isn't producing anything. Christian Kirk, he's a hit or miss guy. He's going to either go off or not do anything at all. Peyton Barber, another one of those guys that they all thought was going to be really good this year, just hadn't got it going. DJ Chark, huge waiver pickup there. Waiting to see when he's going to put him in his lineup. Michael Gallup going down, that hurts him. That really hurts his wide receiver depth there. Moving over here to Anthony's team, just stacked. You have Mahomes, you got a good chance of winning every single week. The dude just puts up massive numbers. Really hope I face him in his bye week. That'd be really nice to face somebody with Mahomes on bye. Gurley. Man, Gurley just, I don't know what they're doing with him. If they're just keeping him benched too much or just not letting him go, trying to keep him healthy all year. I don't know what the plan is there with Gurley. Ingram, just massive numbers this week. Absolutely went off. 3 touchdowns. Don't think you're going to see that every week, but man, that is huge. 3 touchdowns, 38 points, projected 11.4. That's insane. Just absolutely demolished those projections. Edelman, it'll be interesting to see. I think he might have left the game early. I think he'll be back, no doubt. AB leaving New England makes Edelman huge receiver. Sammy Watkins, absolutely huge in the first 2 weeks. Didn't get it going this week. We'll see if he bounces back coming forward. Vance McDonald, that's who's going to end up losing you games right there. Vance McDonald has been so inconsistent. It's been insane. I think he had like 2 points in week 1 and then went off for 20 and then ended up, don't know why they're picking that up. Vance McDonald, let's see here. 6, 22.8, then 2. That's just too inconsistent. His targets are inconsistent. That whole team's inconsistent. You need to be looking for a different tight end there. If my internet will work. Guess I'm stuck here looking at Vance McDonald's square chin. Oh, there's a mustache from Aaron Rodgers. Derrick Henry, I mean, he's also got boom potential. Really carried teams through the playoffs last year. Packers defense, they're on another level this year. You wouldn't really expect that out of the Packers to have a better defense than they do offense. But so far this year, their defense has been what's carrying them. Aaron Rodgers hadn't found it yet. It'll be interesting to see if he can get that going. Harrison Butker, solid kicker. When you have a quarterback that's going to score as many touchdowns as Mahomes does or gets in the red zone enough, your kicker's going to score points. Will Fuller, that dude's been blah this year. LaShawn McCoy killed it this week. That would have been a nice start over Gurley, but I don't know how you pull that trigger. I wouldn't pull that trigger. Don't know how you do, but maybe. Who knows? With him back with Andy Reid, he might be the go-to guy in that offense, but we'll see. James Washington, another Pitt player. I shy away from Pitt players right now. They're not anything special. Deshaun Jackson was out. His huge week 1 hadn't really followed it up with that. Jordan Reed, a.k.a. injured all the time. Jamison Crowder, I don't know why he's projected that high. I don't see him scoring 12 many times. But That bench, I know it doesn't matter anything about the bench, but if you have these starters, but man, got to find some depth somewhere. Especially at tight end, you really got to find a tight end. Moving right along. Jump to the. I'm gonna give this one the Boogs bad beat of the week. Boog sucks. Can't watch Monday Night Football with that dude. That dude is horrendous. But let's jump into the game here. Phillip Rivers starting with Drew Brees down. Put up some nice numbers against a Houston defense that's overrated but expected to keep people from scoring. Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson. I guess you really need to trade Kerryon Johnson. I mean, he hadn't been doing nothing all year. Chubb, he's the Chubb, man. He's getting solid carries. His numbers are there. It'll be interesting to see when Kareem Hunt comes back what they do there. Because the dude, if he's producing, I don't see why go anywhere else. Try to trade Kareem Hunt, see if you can get something back. But I mean, the yardage in there, the points are there. Give him some receptions. The dude's producing for a team that has a terrible, terrible offensive line. It'll be fun to watch whenever his boy Kareem Hunt gets back. Let's see, Mike Evans, dude. Holy crap! He single-handedly kept you in this game. Really sucks to lose when you have a player put up 48. But man, those numbers. I don't believe that's going to happen very often, and this is another one I don't see happening very often. Calvin Ridley 1.6. No one saw that coming. I played him in Yahoo Fantasy, Daily Sports, the single day on Sunday, and I think 33% of the league had him, and it was a pretty large league. So everybody expected him to come back and go off against Indianapolis. Travis Kelce quietly put up 15.9. The dude didn't hit his projections. I don't know. I don't think he has a touchdown on the year. I think that's his. Oh, he's got one touchdown. One touchdown on the year. I think that's going to be an outlier for a 3-week deal. I see him getting more touchdowns than that. Targets are consistent. Like to see those go up, but I'm sure they will when they get rolling. Not that they aren't, but Larry Fitzgerald, the ageless wonder, the dude just keeps putting numbers up. It's unbelievable what Larry Fitzgerald continues to do. It doesn't matter who their quarterback is, the dude puts up numbers. Patriots defense. They didn't put up the 37 they put up the week before, but still 14 solid points from your defense. Joey Sly. What a kicker's name, man. Joey Sly. Killing it. 8 points, not bad. Your bench, I mean, you've got half the league suspensions, hurt players. Then you come down here to your boy Melvin Gordon. Coming back. Well, it'll be interesting to watch your team. It's dangerous, for sure. I know you don't have Antonio Brown anymore. Drew Brees, when he comes back, it's always going to be a question as to who you start at quarterback. It'll be a nice matchup for you. Kareem Hunt, when he comes back from suspension for beating children or women or whatever he did. Hawkinson, I know you were glad to get him off the waivers. Dude put up monster numbers that week 1 and has done absolutely nothing since. 1.7 and 1.1. That sucks. But hey, big week 1. You gotta try to get him off the waiver wire. Another waiver wire pickup here. Just monster week last week. Kind of fell flat. We'll see. They might be able to bounce back for you. Lamar Jackson. I'll jump over here to Joe's team. the Boaster Coaster, Lamar Jackson. Huge numbers all year. Kind of low for him this week. Didn't meet his projections. Lamar Jackson's someone I wasn't really sold on, and I had the opportunity to keep him in another league, and I didn't. Kind of regretting that because I have no quarterback now. Drafted Andrew Luck. That was before he retired. We draft early. So Lamar Jackson's really been killing it this year. Christian McCaffrey doing Christian McCaffrey things. Just putting up huge numbers. Last week was an outlier. I know he bounced back, so he's always going to be there. Matt Breida hit that projection pretty much on the head. 2 yards more, whatever. That's solid from an RB2 whenever you have Christian McCaffrey. Cooper Kupp absolutely went off. That was the shock for me in this game. Cooper Kupp absolutely going off and putting up massive numbers. The Thielen just destroyed his projections there. 20.6. That's really where you won the game between Cooper Kupp, Thielen, and Evan Ingram, who is the dude is right now the best tight end in the league. There's Kelsey, but this dude is just getting targets. I mean, 30 targets, 10 targets a week. Can't get much better than that. Would absolutely love to have him on my team. That is for sure. John Brown, the boomer bust guy, he's either going to absolutely kill it for you or he's probably not going to put up very many points. 28, 14, 9.5. I mean, that's solid numbers. His targets have gone down every week. That is not something you like to see, especially out of a flex player. You want to see them at least getting consistent targets. 49ers defense against a terrible Pitt team. They pull you out 6. Don't get the projections. Maher, man, really thought that the Cowboys could have done a lot more, especially scoring. 31. I like the win. Like that we covered. That first half was ugly. It'll be interesting to see going forward. Miles Sanders. Dude's kind of not been what everybody thought he was going to be. D.D. Westbrook, hit or miss guy. Tony Pollard. That would have been a huge start if anybody could have pulled that trigger to start Pollard this week. But who would have saw that coming? Although they were playing Miami, you would have thought he was going to get a lot of touches. That would have been a great start. Madison, 11.8. You aren't going to see that. With Dalvin Cook right now, that dude is on another level. Cole Beasley, again, beat his projections, but I don't see that happening very much for Buffalo. Although they're 3-0 and their fans are acting a fool out there. That video is awesome. If y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. Dude blows his face up. Malcolm Brown, that's Gurley's handcuff. I know you don't have Gurley, but if Gurley ever does go down, Malcolm Brown's going to be a killer running back. Darrell Williams. It's going to be interesting to see what Andy Reid does here with his boy LaShawn McCoy, and then this dude puts up these numbers against a solid Baltimore defense. It will be interesting to see that going forward. Tyreek Hill, man, that's a rough deal there with his injury. It'll be fun to watch him come back, get back in that offense, and once he comes back, I think your team's looking really good. I mean, you've put Tyreek Hill there for John Brown. That is a solid lineup. Look for that team to go places. 3-0 says it all, I guess. Another undefeated versus defeated game here. We have the defending champ, my brother, DK's Nuts, Adam, versus James, who I love it. I love this bit. Keep it rolling, brother. Just keep it rolling. Adam cheats like Brady. I don't know how much. Yeah, he's a cheater, but everyone's doing it. It's only if you get caught. So let's see, 131 to 109. Let's look at their projection. It was supposed to be what, 118 to 114. Was supposed to be a real close game. It ended up not really being a close game. But let's jump into this. Matt Ryan, a salty game. I mean, 31.4, can't ask for much more. Devontae Freeman, that's going to be his handcuff. That's going to be the reason he doesn't succeed, if he doesn't succeed in taking over his reigning champ parade. But Devontae Freeman, don't know what you're going to do with that there. Carlos Hyde, Houston running back. That offensive line is so bad. Even with adding Tunzel, that offensive line is so bad. I wouldn't want a Houston running back. But Duke Johnson, Damian Williams, maybe if he comes back and is good for a while. I don't know. I don't know what you do there at the RB2. Davante Adams, man, he has to have been the letdown of the year so far. Just not hitting projections, not doing anything. 7.6, 20.6. He broke 20 in this league. 9.6. I mean, you would expect more than that even from Davante Adams, but if he picks it up, that'll be huge. Same with Juju. The dude was supposed to take over for AB. Was supposed to be the guy. Supposed to be awesome. Just didn't really get it going. Let's see. I mean, his targets are, they're solid, but you'd like to see those targets up above 10. TDs 1, and it was a long one, so, that helps. But really, he's got to find the end zone more. I know Big Ben going down hurts that. Mark Andrews, the tight end. Adams' tight end situation, it's so funny. He gets this dude and goes off game 1 and 2. His targets were still there in game 3, so I don't see the 4.5 being that big a deal. I think his targets are consistent enough that you're going to see more of the higher yardage and the touchdowns. I think he bounces back. Sterling Shepard, that's just absolutely insane out of Sterling Shepard to get 30.1. Daniel Jones comes in, gives that team a shot, because we all know how bad Eli sucks. I guess he set out game 2. Touchdown, 100 yards, solid week, 30 points. It's interesting to see that they're using him there with the 2 carries, 21 yards, I guess, with Saquon going down. They're looking for anybody to run the ball for them, kind of mix it up. Daniel Jones can move better than Eli, so it'll be fun to watch them. Great defense here. Vikings, they didn't get the huge numbers that you like out of your defense, but 7's a solid number. Mason Crosby, that's a good number there, 11. If Aaron Rodgers gets going, I'd bet he gets going too. A little better than 11, but hey, 11 out of a kicker is not bad. Like I've already said, Houston running backs, I'd stay away from them. Rashad Penny, that'll be interesting to see him going forward. The same thing with DK Metcalf. Dude's a rookie. It's hard for rookie receivers coming into the league. You just don't see them go off very much, although we have seen rookie somewhere. I don't even know who it is. I just know that some rookie has gone off for 1 touchdown and 5 receptions every game so far. It might be Demarcus Robinson. I think this is it. But yeah, okay, he didn't have a touchdown in the first game, but he's got solid numbers. 38.2, you aren't going to see that. But 13 to 15 would be a solid number for that guy for sure. Jeff Wilson, he's just there on his roster, not really doing anything. hop over here to James's team. Kyler Murray rolling with the rookie quarterback. Man, that is risky, but I guess it's paying off so far. That was a good start over Jared Goff. Don't know how many people would have started him over Jared Goff, but good way to pull the trigger. It didn't pay off, but we'll get to that later. James Conner, that dude has been terrible this year. I don't think he's done much of anything. Yeah, 10, 13, 7. That's just unacceptable out of a running back one. It's just not acceptable at all. If you could find somebody to replace him, I know I traded you Marlon Mack for OBJ and John Ross and DJ Moore. DJ Moore, man, only had one catch, but went for a touchdown. The dude has put up solid numbers for our flex position. Not much higher than a flex. John Ross, man, he just put up huge numbers weeks 1 and 2 and fell flat on his face week 3. It's a bad beat just for that. Might have to go plug this in a sec. Let's see. Jason Witten, nice pickup. I mean, the dude's getting looks in the red zone, so I mean, that's always not bad to have there. Mike Williams, you'd like to see this dude. This dude, everybody was high on him this year. I have him in another league, but I don't know. He just hadn't been doing much. I mean, his targets are going up, so that's good. You'd like to see his catches going up. He's got to start catching more balls. Bears defense, I mean, that's a given. They're going to give you points, but 21, that's awesome. I mean, that is the reason you broke 100. Greg the Leg, 10. I mean, right on that projection. Jared Goff, like I said, nice start with Kyler over him. Would have thought he would have put up better numbers than that. Joe Mixon, I mean, that's I would think you might have to start him over James Conner. I'm not giving advice, but that's probably what I would do. So okay, I am giving advice. Alshon out this week. That kind of hurts you. You didn't really have another option. Hunter Henry out this week, I think, also. Royce Freeman, he's putting up pretty good numbers for a backup running back. So it'll be interesting to see with Lindsey going forward if they keep him in the backup role and Lindsey the workhorse, or if they're going to start splitting it more and more. You'd like to see Lindsey. I think Lindsey runs harder. I think he's better. Brooks has said the same thing when we talked about it. He thinks that he is by far a better running back. Cortland Sutton, solid receiver. It's just, can you trust him yet? I mean, I don't know if I could trust Cortland Sutton yet. The dude's the 8 right there. That's just hard to look at and put him in the next week and expect him to get you 14. But I think that the DJ Moore benching is more of Brooks talking shit about our trade and downplaying DJ Moore. Don't listen to Brooks. Dude's going to put up good numbers. I know Cam is out, but the dude's going to get his catches, going to get it going. So